Okay, so we're diving into a question that you all have been asking.
Hmm.
How do I add more fiber to my diet?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I think it's a good question because, like, on the surface, it's like, oh, eat more fiber. But, like,
Yeah,
I think
it's very nuanced.
there's a lot more to it than that, right?
Right.
Like, there's different kinds of fiber. There's different ways to get fiber.
Yeah, there's where does it come from? How much should you have? What if you have too much? All that kind of stuff.
Totally. And I think it's something that, like, most people know is good for them,
Right.
but they don't really understand how or why, you know?
Yeah,
And so I'm excited to kind of like dig into all of that with you today. So,
absolutely.
yeah, so maybe
Let me
like,
break it down.
yeah, let's start there. Like, what even is fiber?
Okay, so fiber is basically a type of carbohydrate. And it's the type of carbohydrate that your body can't really digest, or at least not fully digest. Unlike other carbs like sugars and starches that your body breaks down and uses for energy, fiber kind of just passes through your system.
So that's interesting. So it's a carbohydrate that we don't actually
Oh, doesn't break down.
break down.
Yeah, it doesn't get absorbed the same way, and that's actually what makes it so beneficial.
Okay, so how is that beneficial?
Well, there are two main types of fiber, soluble and insoluble. And they both have different superpowers.
I love that, superpowers. Okay.
Right? So, soluble fiber, think of it like a sponge. It soaks up water in your gut, which helps slow down digestion. This can be really helpful for regulating blood sugar levels and even lowering cholesterol. And then there's insoluble fiber. This one's more like a broom.
Okay, got it. Sponge.
Right.
Broom.
It adds bulk to your stool, so it kind of sweeps things along and helps with, well, regularity.
So it's really not about getting nutrients directly from the fiber itself, but more about how it affects our digestion and those downstream effects.
You got it. It's all about keeping things moving and balanced in your gut, and that has a ripple effect on your overall health. I mean, we all know fiber is good for, avoiding constipation and things like that, but it goes way beyond that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you already mentioned blood sugar and cholesterol, but like what else? Like how does that play into like overall health?
Well, for starters, a healthy gut is linked to a strong immune system.
Ooh, okay.
And there's even growing evidence that fiber can play a role in things like weight management, heart health, and even some types of cancer prevention.
Wow. That's amazing. I did not realize that like the impact was that significant. Okay, so I'm sold.
Right.
So what do I need to do? What do I eat?
Okay, so first and foremost, focus on whole foods. Fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, that's where the magic happens. Supplements are out there, but they really can't replicate the complex benefits you get from those whole food sources.
Okay, so whole foods. Got it. Give me some examples, though.
Of course. So let's start with fruits. Berries are amazing, packed with fiber and antioxidants. Pears and apples, especially if you eat the skin, are great too.
Okay.
For vegetables, you can't go wrong with broccoli, Brussels sprouts, carrots. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are fantastic too.
Love those. Okay, so we've got our fruits and veggies. What about legumes?
Legumes are powerhouses. Lentils, beans, chickpeas, they're full of fiber and protein, which makes them super satisfying. And for blood sugar control, lentils are especially beneficial.
And I think sometimes people think that like legumes are hard to cook, but they're actually pretty
Oh yeah, they're really easy.
easy, right? Like I get them from a can most of the time.
Exactly. Canned or dried, they're so versatile you can add them to soups, salads, stews. The possibilities are endless.
Okay, sold. Sold on legumes. What about whole grains?
Whole grains are your friend. Swap that white rice for brown rice or quinoa. And oats are a wonderful option for breakfast. Overnight oats, oatmeal, you name it.
Okay, so what you're saying is I need to like revamp my entire grocery list.
Well, I wouldn't say revamp everything, but definitely start incorporating more of these fiber-rich foods.
Okay, great. So I'm ready. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get all this stuff. What else do we need to know?
All right, two important things to remember. One, don't go overboard all at once. Increasing your fiber intake too quickly can actually lead to some digestive discomfort, like bloating and gas.
Right.
So start gradually. Add a serving or two of those high-fiber foods each day and slowly increase it over time.
Makes sense. Pace yourself.
Exactly. And secondly, drink plenty of water.
Okay.
Fiber needs water to work its magic in your gut. Think of it like this. That soluble fiber we talked about, the sponge, needs water to absorb and do its job. Without enough water, it can actually make things worse,
Oh, wow. Okay. So more fiber, more water.
Exactly. It's a dynamic duo.
Okay, I'm writing that down. That's a really good tip.
It's the key to success.
Amazing. Well, this has been so informative. I feel like I knew a little bit about fiber, but now I feel like I've actually got a good understanding of the why behind it.
I'm glad to hear that. It's really fascinating stuff, and it's so important for your health.
Yeah, and I think it's something that we don't often think about, but it's such a fundamental part of our diet.
Absolutely. It's like the unsung hero of a healthy lifestyle.
So to summarize, we learned today that fiber isn't just about helping things move through your digestive system, but it's really a powerhouse nutrient that impacts everything from blood sugar control to cholesterol levels, heart health, even our immune system.
Right. And potentially even our mental health. The research there is still emerging, but it's fascinating.
It really is. And the best way to get all these amazing benefits, eat a variety of fiber-rich whole foods, like those fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains we talked about.
Exactly. Make those small, sustainable changes to your diet, and you'll reap the rewards.
So now that you've learned all about the amazing benefits of fiber, I have a question for you. What's one small change you can make this week to boost your fiber intake?
That's a great question.
Yeah, maybe it's swapping out that white bread for whole grain toast at breakfast, or adding a handful of berries to your yogurt, or maybe it's trying a new lentil recipe for dinner. Whatever it is, remember to drink plenty of water and enjoy the journey to a healthier you.
And pay attention to how your body feels. You might be surprised by how much better you feel with just a little more fiber in your diet.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy talking about the power of food.
Yeah, me too. All right, we'll see you all next time.
See you then.